My name is Kaylee Rose. I run a little company called Kairo Media. Today we're going to be talking about content marketing, social media marketing, and how to really make an impact with your presence online. Now, I'll be the first one to tell you that there's no one-size-fits-all answer to social, right? It's a really nuanced topic. It's something that you have to take and make it work for you to figure out what your goals are and to also figure out how to work with the audience that you have. One of the number one points that I always try to reiterate with clients when we're talking about social is that, first of all, there's no one-size-fits-all answer, but no two audiences are alike. Today, we're going to focus mostly on content marketing and creative social media marketing. So just by a show of hands, who gets stressed out over social? Yeah, me too. Who gets stressed out over marketing in general? It's a lot to take on, right? It's literally overwhelming. There's so much to do. How do you fit it into your day? Developing content takes time. How do you make sure it's getting to the right people, right? My goal today is to figure out how to help you organize that into systems and to focus on goals so that when you're putting that content out, you know what you're getting out of the time you're investing. So to set expectations today, this workshop is really geared towards people who are in small to medium-sized businesses who have some understanding of how to use social media. Is there anybody here who doesn't know how to post or navigate Instagram, Facebook? Perfect, okay. So I want to help you strategically improve on that basic skill set as a small business. So let's talk, here is our overview. So to set expectations, again, we're going to go through a little bit of, sort of just best practices, power of social media, introductions to platforms. We're going to talk about content strategy. Strategy is a thing I say all the time, and it's really important, and there's a reason I repeat it all the time. If you take away anything from today, it's that strategy is worth investing in. But we'll talk through what strategy is, because it's actually it's not rocket science, right? We'll talk through best practices. We are going to talk about algorithms. It's the big bad A word. I literally have clients who shudder when I say algorithm. So we'll talk about how to make them work for you and why they're not actually a bad thing. And then we'll also talk about sort of beyond social, what you can do with content. But before we do any of that, let's talk about some statistics. Here are some numbers that I actually just pulled yesterday. So these are fresh. These are end of 2023. This helps reiterate how important social is to any business. So first of all, and I wrote this down because I'm terrible at remembering numbers. I'm very dyslexic. So in 2023, anyone want to guess at how many people use social media? Rough estimate.
5 million.
5 million? Worldwide.
Yeah, billions.
4.9 billion people use social media worldwide. Facebook is still number one. I know a lot of people think that Facebook is a little defunct, that these new profiles, these new platforms are more relevant. 2.9 million monthly users on Facebook, which is ridiculous. That's a month. 53% of social visits are claimed by Facebook to this date. Instagram is a close second to that, 2.0 million. TikTok is just over 1 million. So those are going to be your three top performing platforms for the purposes of small business and content marketing. Short form video, which is a video reel. Who's made video reels here? Yes, awesome. Short form video reels capture 66% of consumer attention over all platforms, right? So that's 2.5 times more effective than other types of content. So keep in mind, video reels are really, really where it's at right now. 84% of people 18 to 29 are on at least one social platform. 81% between the ages of 30 and 49, and 73% of people 50 to 64. So that's a huge portion of the people that we want to target as small businesses. They're there. I'm going to ask actually a really important question here. Who knows what our currency is on social media?
Clicks.
Think bigger.
Bitcoin.
I wish.
Sharing.
Attention. Our currency in social media is attention, right? So what we're trying to receive and what we're trying to get for our efforts on social media is attention. So I almost ruined that question there, but we're talking attention economy, right? So if we can get in front of that 81% of people in our target demographic of 30 to 49 years of age, that's what we're looking for, right? So keep that in mind. That is your currency. One other fact before we move on is that, and I saw this and I thought it was really interesting, 81% of social media users feel like social creates accountability for businesses. What does that say about what you can do for your brand if people view social as useful in that aspect? It's food for thought. Who's surprised by these statistics? Nobody? I was surprised.
Repeat the last thing you said.
81% of people report that social media increases accountability for small business. So that means that people feel like they have insight into small business activities, into pricing, into everything from what their brand represents to product offerings. So it allows transparency from you as a business and you as a brand to share that with your audience on social media. And that's a huge opportunity, right? It's no longer about just selling things and getting, a certain ROI on your time or your posting. It's about teaching people who you are and what you're about and, what your mission statements is, what your beliefs are, all those things. That's a huge opportunity.